Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting marketing partner webinar with Barbados and Virgin Voyages. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenters. The webinar will run for about 40 to 45 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce our presenters, Tia Brooms and Lindsay Wagner. Tia is the Senior Business Development Officer with Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc., based in Miami, Florida. She has worked for the Barbados Tourism Office for over 17 years and has a profound love for the cruise industry. Her role is to generate cruise business for the island and work with local and international cruise industry partners. Our second presenter, Lindsay Wagner, is joining us today from Virgin Voyages, Head of Field Sales West, based in Long Beach, California, and is responsible for a team of 5 sales crew members who identify and nurture relationships with like-minded first mates, travel advisors, in the Western region. Lindsay started with Virgin Voyages in 2018 and has been front and center with first mates to help them understand Virgin Voyages and show them how they are creating the most irresistible holiday in travel. He helps teach them who the ideal sailors are so that they can identify people who will appreciate and love what's being designed at sea. He also helps them take advantage of the power of the Virgin brand and utilize the red-hot marketing power to drive their own business and make ship happen. And with that, take it away, Tia and Lindsay.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Good afternoon, travel advisors. Forgive me if I sound a little rough. I'm recovering from bronchitis. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Lindsay and I will be sharing our Barbados and Virgin's Caribbean sailings and their sailings to Barbados as well. So I'm going to just kick it off with an overview of what's happening on the island and some of the stuff that you could look out for as we go through the rest of the year. Okay, so how do you get to Barbados? So we have a series of flights from a number of gateways around the US, and I'm going to start off with Boston Logan. We have weekly service on Saturdays on JetBlue. We also have service with United out of Dulles, Washington, and that's going to go to daily on Saturday starting October 30th. That service actually started with a program we had running. Some of you may be familiar with Royal Caribbean. That program has ended, but the service with United Airlines continues. Also United out of Newark on Sundays, and that goes to daily September 29th. We have daily service out of Miami. We've moved to 3 flights now daily because those loads have been really good. Miami is one of our major gateways in the US. We also have Charlotte Douglas with American on Saturdays, and also JetBlue twice daily out of JFK. So Barbados is considered as the home porting hub in the Southern Caribbean. There are quite a few cruises that go out of Barbados, so you can fly to Barbados and pick up a cruise. This is a snapshot of all the cruise lines that do call, whether it's a port of call or commencing a cruise on the island. And of course, Virgin will be coming through January the 18th, I believe, with Brilliant Lady. And here are some of the cruise lines that commence sailings out of Barbados, where you can fly to Barbados and pick up a cruise. So we got Windstar, Seabourn, Star Clipper, Silver Sea, Sea Cloud, Sea Dream, and Ritz-Carlton, of course. And of course, if you fly to Barbados to take a cruise, it makes sense to experience the island, you know, that 2-for-1 holiday where you stay on the island and then you sail out of our lovely port of Bridgetown. And we have a wide range of accommodation on the island. We do have an extensive villa market. So for your clients who don't want to stay in a traditional hotel, there are over 3,000 villas on the island. And the good thing about a lot of the accommodation on the island is that it's beachfront. So you don't have to you don't come to Barbados and hope to see the ocean. A lot of the hotels villas, apartments, beach houses are right on the beachfront. A lot of the restaurants and bars as well also dot along the coastline, so that beachfront experience is always promised. One of the new properties that is set to open on the island is the Grand Wyndham. I don't know how many people here are over 50. I don't remember the Salmlar's Castle many years ago. So that property has now been converted into Grand Wyndham, and it's going to be 422 rooms, and it's expected to open between the end of this month and the beginning of September. So quite an expansive property there on the southern east coast of the island. And of course, there's so much to do and see. We're small, but there's a lot happening. We got our Food and Rum Festival that's taking place from October 19th to the 22nd. And there are a number of events over those 4 days. We got the cuisine talks, we got the chef demonstrations, the mixologist demonstrations. You know, they're no longer bartenders, they're not mixologists. We got the chef classic. My all-time favorite is the Rising Rum breakfast party. It begins at 4 a.m. So you toast the sunrise. You don't toast with coffee. You toast with rum or a cocktail. Amazing time there on the beach. We got the Bajan Fair, the Junior Chef Cook-Off competition, encouraging those young aspiring chefs to get involved in industry. And then it culminates with our elegant event, Liquid Gold Feast, on Sunday, the 22nd. So if you have any foodie clients, or if you yourself are a foodie, you can book and come on down to Barbados for our annual Food and Rum Festival. And a part of the festival, we have a dine around series as well. So quite a few eateries. We are considered as the Epicurean capital of the Caribbean. So these are some of the chief eateries on the island. And along with these restaurants, you know, the rum shop culture, we are the birthplace of rum. So the rum shop culture is also very popular, especially among visitors. We have over 1,500 rum shops. Rum was first produced in Barbados in 1703. So you can go to a rum shop and enjoy an amazing local meal as well. So we got Worthing Square, that's the big food truck experience there on the south coast of the island. We have La Cabane, QP Bistro. The image you can see there to your left is the Cliff Restaurant, and Calma, which recently opened on the beach in Holetown. Really amazing beach experience there at Calma, and really good food. And as I said, we are the birthplace of rum. So there's the Mount Gay Rum Tour, which takes you through the history of rum on the island, when it was first produced, where we are today, how we export the product to visitors that come to the island and experience the whole rum story in Barbados. And as I mentioned, the rum shops as well. And at the end of this tour, there's quite an extensive rum tasting experience that I highly recommend. And of course, our native girl, Rihanna Drive has become very popular. So this is the street where she grew up in Barbados. This is the monument, and they go visit the house where she grew up and take photos. And this is actually around the corner from the cruise port. So on heavy cruise days, it's just bustling with visitors trying to get a snapshot of Rihanna's former home. And of course, Bridgetown, which is our capital city, is a World UNESCO Heritage Area. So lots to see and do in and around Bridgetown. You'll have walking food tours. You get to learn about the history of the city, experience the local food. We got Off-Road Fury, which takes you into the interior of the island on those ATVs, an amazing experience. The Harrison's Cave Eco Park, which is now part of Chaka Caribbean. And they've added a rum tour to that. They have a zip line there. You feed the monkeys, the green monkey that's become native to Barbados. So an amazing experience there at Harrison's Cave. Walker's Reserve, a very unique experience. And why? Turtle conservation is a very big thing on the island, along with swimming with the turtles, of course. So Walker's Reserve is a habitat, a nesting site for a lot of turtles on the island. And they're encouraging all visitors to the island to come to Walker's Reserve and plant a tree. And that will be your personal tree. Every time you come to Barbados, you go see the progress that the tree has made. But more importantly, you're contributing to that overall conservation effort there at Walker's Reserve on the eastern coast of the island. Very amazing sceneries. So I encourage everybody that visits Barbados to come plant a tree. And of course, what better place to get married than in Barbados? As I always say, we promote the weddings, we don't do divorce. There are no residency requirements. You can literally arrive on a cruise ship, get your marriage certificate, and get married within an hour. And you can get married in a 400-year-old church on the beach. You can get married in the gardens, or you can do it at the local court office. And of course, along with that, what better place to have your honeymoon than in Barbados as well? And some of the other major events through the end of the year would be the Barbados Jazz Excursion, a golf tournament, and the Run Barbados weekend, the Run Barbados Marathon that takes place the first weekend, in December. And that's the full marathon, half marathon. They've also added a fun mile, a 10K, 5K. So if you have any athletic enthusiasts, you can encourage them to come on down to the Run Barbados Marathon. We just wrapped up our annual carnival last week, Crop Over. That's also one of our other major events throughout the year. It really signifies the end of the sugar harvest. So basically from the end of July until the first Monday in August, straight merriment, lots of events, lots of parties. And that culminates on the first Monday in August with the big street parade that many of you may have seen on the international media with the costume bands and so on. And Rihanna also normally would come home and participate in that event as well. So if you're not yet a Barbados specialist, I encourage all of you to take our course, barbadoseliteclub.com, become a member. When you finish the course, we'll mail you a certificate to say you're officially a resident Bajan. And these are some of the amazing benefits to be had from becoming a Barbados specialist. FAMs, of course, number of FAMs we have throughout the year, you get invitation for those. If you have events at your agency and you need support, if you need help with collateral, we post you on a website, you can log your bookings. That way you have access to those rewards as well. So I encourage all of you to become Barbados specialists. And that's it from me. I now hand you over to the lovely Lindsay, who will tell you all about Virgin Voyages.
Thank you, Tia. Great information. I had no idea that you had a Rihanna Drive. Now I think we need to actually offer that as an excursion coming up whenever we start sailing there. Love it. Yep. All right, let me do a share screen here. Awesome. I think we're good to go. So welcome everybody to today's CLIA partner webinar. Super excited to be here in partnership with Barbados because, as Tia mentioned, we are officially sailing as of January 2024 is when we will officially call on Barbados, but Brilliant Lady will actually launch like that last week in December, which I'll get into that coming up. But I'm Lindsay Wagner. I'm the head of Field Sales West, based out here in Southern California, and I am very excited to give you all of the updates about Virgin Voyages, including some exciting updates for our ships. And I've got a short little video here, and I'm hoping that it works. So let me just do a quick little drop down here, and let's see if this goes live.
We got soul, oh yeah, we got soul. Feeling good, let it loose, turn it up, move that feet. A little fun never hurt no one. Hey, here we go. A little fun never hurt no one.
So now we're voyaging. It is our latest ad campaign, and with that, not only are we officially voyaging, but we have actually swept the Cruise Critic Cruisers Choice Awards. So say that 5 times fast. We received this honor about a month and a half ago, and when you think that we have only started sailing about, a little close to like maybe 18 months ago, so about a year and a half in service, and we are already racking up the awards, which we are super excited about. And again, this is not something that can be purchased with marketing or anything like that. This comes from our sailors that have stepped on board many of our ships and are loving the experience. Not only that, but just last month, hot off the press, from Travel and Leisure, we were voted the #1 mega ship ocean cruise line of 2023. So we're just extremely humbled and I think almost kind of shocked given the past like couple of years that right out of the gate we are already starting to make waves and people are taking notice. And for those of you that might be new to the brand, you might be asking, well, I've seen a little headline about Virgin Voyages, or I might have read a little news story, but really what makes you different? What sets you apart from many of the other cruise lines out there? And I think for us, we're still a cruise line or a cruise ship that sails from Port A to Port B, and Port B will soon be Barbados. But part of sailing with us, there are some pretty big key differentiators. The biggest one that everybody is loving, I have heard no complaints about this, is that we are an adults only cruise line. There are no children on board this ship. So you gotta be 18 plus in order to sail with us. Innovative restaurant concepts. We're including so many things that on a lot of other lines, you feel like you're getting nickel and dime for, and I'll talk about that coming up. A pretty large focus on health and wellness. So I like to say there are equal parts retox and detox when you sail on board our ships. And when you do sail, it is a choose your own adventure, choose your own experience. There's so many things for the people that are the do nothings and the do everythings, or if you're right smack dab in the middle, we've got you covered. And the design of the ship itself truly feels like a floating boutique hotel at sea. And I think you'll see that from some of the photos that I have to show you. But this right here, I think is a really big talking point that for you as an advisor, when someone asks you, what do you know about Virgin Voyages? This should be one of the first things that you talk about. The fact that all of your food is included. There is not a separate upcharge to dine in any of our specialty restaurants, and we are winning awards for our food, and they are raving about it. And I'll talk about that coming up. Wi-Fi, we believe that Wi-Fi is a basic human digital right that everyone should have access to. Unlimited group fitness classes, gratuities and tips, essential drinks, which include your stills, sparkling water, soda, tea, lemonade, drip coffee, and non-pressed juices, and our shows and entertainment. So we call that our always included luxury. But what you would pay extra for when you sail with us are your shore excursions, any onboard experiences like spa, cooking classes, and bar tab. So we have an alternative to an all-you-can-drink drink package, or the drink packages of many other lines have, and we call it bar tab. So for every $300 that you purchase in bar tab, Virgin will always give you an additional $50 in those drinks. And our drinks on board are pretty reasonably priced. I mean, beers start anywhere between $6 to $8. Cocktails start anywhere in between 10 to 12 bucks, and 42% of our wines are less than $10 a glass. And the price point that you see for those drinks are inclusive of gratuity and tips. So that $10 cocktail is $10. It's not $10 plus your 20% service charge plus your tips on top of it. So, and the great thing about this bar tab, when you pre-sell it to your clients, you are going to make commission on this. You're making 10% commission on anything that you pre-sell. Now, when it comes to our dining, we have 20 plus eateries across our entire ship for you to be able to take part in. There are no buffets, no main dining rooms, 6 specialty restaurants. We've got the Wake, which is more of that steak and seafood, kind of like the kind of old time steakhouse restaurants with a kind of a nice upscale, glamorous vibe. We've got Pink Agave, our upscale modern Mexican restaurant. Razzle Dazzle, which is our vegan, vegetarian forward restaurant. Test Kitchen, which is more that part cooking lab, part restaurant space. Gumbe, our Korean barbecue, and Extra Virgin, our Italian restaurants. And again, when I tell you that after the fact that people love that there are no children on our ship, they rave about that. The second thing that they talk about is the food. All the advisors, and especially their sailors, coming back saying, the food on your ship is some of the best I have ever had. So much so that we actually won the Travel Age West Wave Award a couple of months ago for the best onboard dining venue with Pink Agave, our Mexican restaurants. It's spectacular. This is always the restaurant that I say that you don't have to pay extra for guacamole here at Virgin Voyages. It is all included. And after a full day there in Barbados, you have to get back on the ship by 6 p.m. you can line up a nice dinner reservation at Pink Agave after a fun day in port. Now, when it comes to our ships, you know, we've got a plan for having a total of 4 ships in our fleet. We've got Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady, and soon to be Brilliant Lady. But Scarlet Lady, she is sailing out of Miami, Florida, 365, 24/7 on 4 and 5 night itineraries in the Caribbean. These are all sister ships as well. So all passenger capacity of around 2,700 sailors. So nice medium size ships. We've got Valiant Lady that will be sailing out of Miami in the winter on 6 and 8 night itineraries. And then she is sailing the Med on her 2 different 7 night itineraries. And any ship that is sailing out of Miami, Florida also includes a call at the Beach Club at Bimini, which is Virgin's own private beach club that we have built out in the Bahamas. And it is a full day of fun in the sun. Just like the ship, there is not a separate upcharge to access the beach club, and all of your food is also included here at Bimini. We've got Resilient Lady that's sailing out of Athens, Greece right now. She's sailing on 2 different 7 night itineraries in the Greek Isles, and then she will reposition to the South Pacific later on this year. But I think what everybody is super excited to hear about is Brilliant Lady, which is about ready to launch in December of this year. So in about 3 or 4 months, essentially, she will go live out of Miami, Florida. We will be, she'll sail from Miami to San Juan on that first voyage over Christmas Eve. And then once she makes it to San Juan, Puerto Rico, she will turn, and that's when she will begin basically her winter season in the ABC Islands. And with that, we are officially headed to Barbados, which I know Tia is very ecstatic at hearing about, and adding another cruise line to call on Barbados. We've got our Southeastern Caribbean Isles itinerary. We officially call on Barbados in January of 2024, but as you can see from the screen there, she home ports out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. We stop off in BVI, Guadeloupe, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua. We've got a full day at sea to be able to explore the ship, and then we return back to San Juan. So again, she will sail on 2 different 7 night itineraries, but the Southeastern Caribbean Isles is the one where we are calling on Bridgetown there in Barbados. And with that, I also wanted to let you know that we have, sorry for the typo at the top there, but we do have excursions that are live for Barbados as well, that can be booked for those Brilliant Lady itineraries coming up. And the nice thing about Virgin Voyages, whenever we do our excursions, you know, we don't want them to feel, you know, mass where you're in these kind of large scale groups, but instead what we've got these smaller, more kind of intimate excursions as well. So these are live on our ShoreX website. So if you're headed to Barbados, I would strongly recommend checking this out, because they are able to be booked beginning, I believe it was late July for our first voyages. So super excited about that. Now, when you come back onto the ship where you're going to lay your head down at night, really the star of the show, what everybody loves and what everybody is raving about, is our sea terrace cabins. This is our cabin with a veranda, and it ranges from 225 to 265 square feet, but people love the hammock. It is the red hammock that you see out there on your balcony, where you're able to wake up with a beautiful sunrise with your, you know, room service coffee, or a nice place to enjoy a nightcap as the ship sails away, or even with a nice little sunset happy hour out there. This is what we have the most of on board our ship. We have the sea terrace cabins, but if you've got clients that are looking to maybe up the ante, we do have our Rockstar Quarters. These Rockstar Quarters range from 352 to 857 square feet. With that, you get another host of amenities of access to Richard's Rooftop, which is our lounge just for our suite guests. You get first round of the in-room mini bar on us, and early booking access to our restaurant reservations and our shore excursions. And then last but not least, we have our mega Rockstar Quarter. This is what every travel advisor would love to sell to their clients. These suites range from 352 to 2,100 square feet. You see the massive suite there on your screen. That's the one that has 2,100 square feet. But on top of always included luxury, plus everything else that I had talked about with our Rockstar Quarters, you get all of your alcohol included with the booking one of our Mega Rockstar suites. You get daily spa access to the thermal suites. You get transfers included, Mega Rockstar agents, and that bottomless in-room bar included, and premium Wi-Fi, so streaming capabilities with our Rockstar suites. And I believe I have a short little video here. Let me see if I can pull out the window and show you a nice little fly-through drone video. And that's our ship, which I love that video just because it gets me amped up every single time that I see it. But as you can see, it is a visually stunning ship that everywhere is Instagrammable. I think you might have seen some advisors, or if you have sailed, you might have seen some photos of advisors taking pictures in that twinkly light hallway, which is the main entryway to the Manor nightclub. So if you haven't sailed, we'll just have to get you on board and get that photo. All right, so just to change gears, one thing I do want to talk about is champagne. We absolutely love champagne here at Virgin Voyages, and I think we have the best feature of any cruise line out there, and that is our Shake for Champagne feature, which is our on-demand champagne delivery service. So no matter where you are on the ship, if you take your phone and you shake it, you will see little champagne bubbles appear and a button that says push me, and when you push it and confirm that you want it, a chilled bottle of Moet will be delivered to your exact location on the ship. I can tell you it works. I did it. We were sitting in the pool, which there's no better way to vacation than floating in the Caribbean waters and shaking your phone, having one of our lovely crew members deliver that bottle right there at the pool. She popped the bottle, poured the champagne right there, and we were just living our best lives. So you got to shake for champagne whenever you sail with us. Okay, so who are our sailors, and who in your database or your Rolodex is the perfect client for Virgin Voyages? To give you an idea of just what that age range looks like, about 70% of our sailors fall anywhere in between that 35 to 55 age range. 75% of our sailors are repeat cruisers. So they maybe have been there, they've done that, and they are looking for something new and unique and different. So I always like to talk about, especially when it comes to where we see a pretty big conversion, are our all-inclusive resorts, just because with everything being included and built into the price point here, it very much is that all-inclusive kind of value proposition, which I'll talk about that as well coming up with our latest promotion. So this was a last-minute ad with the video. I don't know if you can possibly see this or not, or if you can hear the audio with it, but I'll just let this play in the background. But when it comes to who sails with us, it's a really mixed group of ages. I mean, we had Richard Branson celebrating his 72nd birthday on board Virgin last summer. And I think you can see the quote there that there was someone celebrating their 21st birthday next to Richard celebrating his 72nd birthday. So we like to say that age is just a number whenever you sail with us. It's more about that if you're young at heart and all about that mindset, you absolutely deserve a place on board. Now, as I mentioned, the all-inclusive versus Virgin. With our current promotion that we have a free bar tab included with every booking for all sailings through April 2024. Your food, tips, Wi-Fi, basic beverages, group fitness classes, and your alcohol is essentially included. So if you're talking to your clients about all-inclusives, you should absolutely be slotting in Virgin Voyages into that consideration set of, I know you mentioned all-inclusives, but have you heard about Virgin Voyages? No kids, amazing food, and the drinks included with our current promotion. And I have to kind of throw this in here as well, speaking anecdotally from my own experience. I like to talk about the fact that we are also a perfect cruise line for your first-time sailors. Those people that have maybe thought they've never wanted to cruise before, but if you get them on Virgin, I can guarantee you they are hooked. My mom is very much in that first-time sailor demographic, and she had never set foot on a cruise ship. She sailed on Virgin when we had our friends and family voyage right before we launched in 2021, and she had the absolute best time of her life. As you can see from the photos here, I felt like I was her personal photographer for the entire voyage, but I bring her up because I know that there are so many advisors on this call that you have that Susan in your database that has never sailed before, never thought they wanted to sail, but if you bring up Virgin, this again would be the perfect cruise line to get them on. So now with that being said, we are perfect for the family reunions, the bachelorette parties, anniversaries, friends trips. We're seeing a lot of like girlfriends getaways, milestone celebrations, birthdays. It is just a fantastic, amazing, fun time for groups. So we believe that you've got a potential group opportunity. We should chat for sure. All right, so how are you gonna make your money here at Virgin Voyages and how we are brilliant to do business with? Well, first off, I wanna make sure that if you are not registered to do business with us, please register at firstmates.com. It is your main portal for all things Virgin Voyages, marketing materials, our training. It has information on our commission, more information about our onboard experience, and especially our promotions and offers that we currently have in market. I also want to bring your attention to Cacademy, which is our online training platform for all things Virgin Voyages. To become a Virgin Voyages specialist, we want to get you signed up with Cacademy through Violet, Scarlet, Silver, and Gold tier. Once you are officially Gold tier certified, what I can tell you is that we are seeing first mates sell 10 times more cabins when they get through Gold than those first mates that have never touched a bit of our training. So what that tells you is you got to take a deep dive into the training. I can guarantee you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel more ready to speak to Virgin Voyages and the experience that we have created to your clients that are reaching out. The other feature I want to call your attention to that I think is an absolute game changer in your business, when it comes to the tools and resources that we offer is your Let's Go book link. This is a specific URL that is tied to your agency ID and your agent ID that you can send out to your clients. They click on this link. It will take them to virginvoyages.com, and you can see on your screen there where you can actually locate this Let's Go book link in your firstmates.com account. You click on your name in the top right-hand corner. You click on my profile, and you see in the lower left-hand corner there, it's got that first mate link or copy link. That is where it lives, but you can send it out to your clients. And as you can see from the screen there, at the top of the page, it will say sold and serviced by your name, your email address, and your phone number. They can look at itineraries. They can check out the onboard experience. They can look at the restaurants. They can look at our, ports of call, our entertainment. You name it. They click on it. Your information is going to stay at the top of the page to where they can actually book themselves off of this website. You will receive a confirmation email that your client has booked, and you are making 16% commission on that. 16% commission. I like to say you're making money while you sleep, because once your clients click on this link, this will take, or it implants the cookies and cash for up to a solid year into their computer. So even if they navigate away from this link, your information will always be stored at the top of the page. I also want to mention that after you have gotten through gold tier, if you feel like you have an opportunity for a group where you're like, you know what, we are ready to sail to Barbados on the Southeastern Caribbean Isles itinerary in March of 2024, let's set up a virtual cruise night. You work with your sales manager. We set up a Zoom link. You invite all your clients on board. We focus on that Southeastern Caribbean Isles itinerary to Barbados, and we basically sell the heck out of Virgin Voyages, and we are able to offer some additional onboard credit if they book within 7 days. So you basically let us take the reins, do the work, sell the brand and the itinerary, and you're able to reap the rewards and benefits. Now I want to end with some of our red hot offers to help you sell this itinerary and sell Virgin Voyages. As I mentioned, we are giving away free bar tabs for all new bookings through April 2024, which is perfect because this applies to all of those Barbados sailings through April of 2024. We also are very much wanting your clients that might be loyal to other lines to give Virgin Voyages a try. So we have created what's called the Virgin Voyages Sailing Club, our loyalty program. On the right-hand side of your screen, it is called our Match and See More program. So if your clients have reached a certain level with another cruise line, we are honoring their status here at Virgin Voyages and giving them what's called Deep Blue Extras. They get expedited boarding, they get a $100 bar tab credit, unlimited premium Wi-Fi, dedicated sailor services support on board, an exclusive cocktail event just for our sailing club members, laundry service, which is huge. Laundry is included, and a $10 daily specialty coffee credit per cabin. So if you have clients, again, that are at those membership tiers on the left-hand side of your screen, take a photo of this slide, just because I think this might be a great way to close the deal to get them to try Virgin Voyages. And with that, they also receive an additional 10% off for all sailings through spring of 2024 if they book by October 31st. So again, not only do they get all of those extras, they get that nice little 10% discount on top of it all. So to end with some just kind of bullet points here, if you've got clients that can appreciate travel without kids, they love great food, they want to feel like a rock star, they're okay with avoiding the stuffy formalities. Again, we don't have the assigned dining times, we don't have the white linen tablecloths, they're young at heart and enjoy new experiences, get them on Virgin Voyages, because I can guarantee you they will love it. So now, with that, I know that there is a small subset of sailors that are not happy with Virgin Voyages. Actually, they are really peeved and have made it known that they are not happy. And I have a quick little video of the message that they would like to send.
Virgin Voyages says we can't cruise till we're 18, which makes us shake like we had caffeine. Barbados, we know you deserve it, but the fact we can't go is total bullshit.
So there you have it. I also like to say with that, that video, you are able to download that video and repost it on your social media channels. It has gotten a lot of really great reaction and feedback, and it's a great conversation starter with that. So if you're interested in posting that, please feel free to download that off of our firstmates.com website. So, and that is all I have for you today. So I will throw it back. I think Tia or Joanna might be monitoring the Q&A chat box, but I will end with Tia. I better see you there on the dock when Brilliant Lady pulls into Barbados for that first time, because I think it's going to be some great photo ops with that, the red a Virgin amongst that Barbados background. So,
Of course, we're gonna bring out the marching band and the full welcome party.
awesome, love it.
I will be toasting with rum, of course.
Of course, of course. And you know what? I'm going to have you personally escort all of our sailors over to Rihanna Drive to get that picture with that sign there.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much,
you,
Lindsay.
Tia
That was
and Lindsay.
amazing. So,
Yes,
Joanna, I'll
as
kick
well.
it back over to you.
Yeah, it was a great presentation. I do want to share with you both that the attendees are saying that they love the videos, they love the information. So it's a great presentation and webinar. It's very informative and really engaging. Lindsay, is there any way that our attendees can get the videos downloaded? We are having a lot of people asking or to rewatch the videos. Could you just tell us one more time where they can get those if they want to share them with their clients?
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, because I forgot to also mention that I believe in the your GoToWebinar participant panel, there is, I do have 3 handouts listed in there. It's got our cabins and suites guide. It actually has the itinerary PDF for this Southeastern Caribbean Isles itinerary that will be calling on Barbados that you're able to send out to clients, as well as our current promotions for August. And can you remind me, are the videos, are those loaded in this participant panel as well? Or if not, I can send out a link to all the participants after the presentation for them to do a quick
They
download.
do not have access to the videos, unfortunately. So yes, I will send you a list of the attendees and we can get that out to them.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, if I can get the list, we can send a link because I can share with them that that Google folder that has these handouts, as well as those 3 videos that they can download and use.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. We did have a question here from one of our attendees regarding any upcoming FAM trips.
Yeah, so right now we've got one of the features of Sea Academy is once you get through silver tier, that will unlock agent rates, which will allow you to sail on our ships on select sail dates for, I believe it's up to $100 per person per day in a balcony cabin. What I would also recommend is make sure that you are gold tier. So again, have completed all of Sea Academy, because as those FAM opportunities become available in the future, we want to make sure that we're reaching out to our first mates that are, put some skin in the game and have completed all of our training. So stay tuned on that. And I'll throw it over to Tia. I don't know if you guys have any FAM opportunities or.
We actually do. The FAM we have running for Food Rum is actually closed. We were oversubscribed for October, but definitely for next year, because we kind of close off our FAMs before the start of the winter season, because the hotels then become really full. But certainly for next year, we will be issuing those notices to CLIA on our, I think there are going to be about 2 FAMs to Barbados.
Awesome, thank you both. We did have a question here for you, Lindsay, regarding the bar tab. We have a few agents here who are asking if they run out on board, are they able to add to the tab? Or if they do not use the full tab, do they get reimbursed for that?
Yeah, great question. So bar tab must be purchased at least 48 hours prior to the voyage date in order to receive that extra, bump of $50 in free drinks. It is not able to be purchased once on board. So if you do go through all of that $350, you cannot purchase another bar tab on board. You can purchase multiple bar tabs prior to sailing as well. So it's not like you're only allowed one. before purchasing that before sailing. And if you do not use your full bar tab amount, it is a use it or lose it. So you do not get refunded on that. But I can guarantee you that there are a lot of people on board that would love to become your best friend if you want to buy some drinks and get rid of that bar tab. And that's another thing I want to mention. The great thing about bar tab is that it does not have to be purchased on a per cabin basis. It is purchased on a per sailor basis. So if you've got two people in a cabin, one person drinks, the other person doesn't. The person that drinks is the one that can purchase the bar tab, or let's say the other person just likes to have a glass of wine or two at dinner. Sailor number one can use his bar tab to buy sailor number two those 2 glasses of wine per day or something like that. So that's how bar tab works.
Thank you for providing that information. That was super helpful. Another question we had here was regarding special occasions on board and celebrating that. Are there any small areas or group gathering places that clients or travelers can use to celebrate any occasions that they have on board?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you've got a group on board, we can work with our groups team. They can help with securing any sort of onboard space for group gatherings. They can also work on scheduling like group dinners. If you're looking to just at least have 1 or 2 or 3 group dinners per voyage. They can also work on custom shore excursions. If you guys are looking to have your own shore ex, or at least make sure that everybody's booked on the same one, they can also work with you on that. Our groups department is awesome to make sure that everybody has a fantastic time on board, even if it means just corralling everybody into a common area space. We got you covered.
And just a follow-up question, does that include weddings?
Great question. We know that there is a pretty large demand for onboard weddings. It's in the pipeline, I will say that, when it comes to onboard weddings. So it's a stay tuned on kind of official wedding packages on board Virgin Voyages.
Perfect, thank you so much. Could you speak about any accessible rooms on board? And then Tia, if you could speak to any excursions or activities on the island of Barbados that are accessible to people who may have physical disabilities or need further assistance just enjoying the island.
Yeah, Tia, I'll let you go first.
Okay, thanks, Lindsay. So most of the attractions, on the island are accessible. If you sail into the port on Lindsay's lovely ship, most of the taxis operating from the port of Bridgetown also have the capability of accommodating those if you have a wheelchair or any disabilities. But a lot of the attractions on the island are able to accommodate those with physical challenges, the hotels as well. So that should not be an issue.
Yeah, and same here at Virgin Voyages. We've got accessible cabins in every cabin category. I know I highlighted, our balcony cabins plus our suites, but we actually do have 46 solo cabins on board, 6 of which are solo sea view, 40 are solo insiders. Then we've got your inside, your sea views, and then the sea terraces and suites. In every single category, we do have ADA and accessible cabins. Whenever you make your booking, if you give our sailor services team a call, they can ensure that you're able to book and reserve that ADA cabin. And especially when it comes to our shore things, getting off of the ship and partaking in one of our custom shore things, on the website, which I'll include in the follow-up email as well. We have notations in each of the shore things if they are accessible as well. So I'll be sure to include that in the follow-up.
Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing that information. Tia, we do have a question here for you regarding the becoming a Barbados specialist. Could you just share that information? I think a few of our attendees may have missed that when joining earlier on.
Sure, it's the BarbadosEliteClub.com. I'll just bring back up this slide so you guys can see.
Perfect.
Barbados Elite Club. Current slide. So you register, you take the course, and you're official.
Great. Thank you so much, Tia. Another question for you, Lindsay, here. One of our attendees is asking if you could go over deposit requirements when doing the bookings.
Sure. Yeah, so it is a 20% deposit of the voyage fare. When you make a booking, you can actually hold a booking, and if the booking is at least 120 plus days outside of that voyage date, you can hold that booking for 24 hours in offered status. At the end of that 24 hours, a 20% deposit is due on the cabin, as well as at least one sailor name as well. And final payment is due at 120 days prior to voyage date.
Super helpful. Thank you so much. So as we wait here for a couple more questions just to trickle in, do either of you have any closing remarks, any contact information that you'd like to share in case any of our attendees have further questions or have a specific situation with a client or just need to reach out to you all in the future about traveling with Virgin or to Barbados?
Lindsay, I'll let you go first.
Sure, yeah, and I think once I get the full attendee list, I'll be sure to send a follow-up, which will have my contact information. But if you'd like to reach out, it's just my first name, Lindsay, Lindsey, .Wagner, WAGNER, @virginvoyages.com. And we've got sales managers that are located all throughout the United States that work with travel advisors in that region. So if you're unsure who your sales manager is, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll get you hooked up and make sure that you have a point of contact moving forward.
So same here. After the session, Joanna, I'll just send a thank you to everyone who attended. But my email is Tia, T-I-A-B, Tia B, B as in boy, @visitbarbados.org. And when I send the thank you, all my contact details will be there as well. So feel free to reach out at any time with any questions or concerns.
Great, thank you. We did have one last minute question here regarding airfare promotions, if either of you can speak to that, or if there are any promotions that you'd like to highlight just to close out the webinar.
I don't have any airfare promotions running at this point in time. We do have a new service that started with Bahamas Air out of Fort Lauderdale. I know a lot of people missed the service we had originally with JetBlue out of Fort Lauderdale as an option to Miami. And that service is expected to go to full scheduled twice a week in next month, actually in September. So that's the only air bit ways that we have to share that's new, but no specials at this point in time.
Yeah, so we don't have, here at Virgin Voyages, we don't have specific airfare promotions. However, what I will say, you are able to book air through Virgin Voyages. Once the booking is in deposit status, you're able to search for airfare, and we actually pay 10% on air that is booked through Virgin Voyages. So please make sure whenever you book Virgin Voyages to consider that we can also book your air and you're gonna make 10% on it.
Great, thank you both so much. I am getting a few attendees who are telling us that they couldn't access the PDF handouts there, Lindsay. So when we do send out the follow-up email, I will be sure, or Lindsay, please be sure to include those because a lot of our attendees are very excited to get that information out to their clients.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a link to a Google folder that will have all the videos plus the 3 handouts. So that will be coming shortly.
Perfect. All righty. Well, that concludes our webinar today with Barbados and Virgin Voyages. I want to thank everybody for coming out and joining us today. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Tia, for a very informative and a very, very exciting presentation. And I hope that everybody has a great day.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day.